Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let Me Tell You Podcast with Jeremy Jacobowitz. I am your host, Jeremy Jacobowitz, and today we are talking about New Year's goals, not New Year's resolutions. We're going to go through my list of last year and see how well I did. We're going to go through my list this year and see how I did. I think that we'll get a little bit more into this, but I think that, like, I say goals and not resolutions because I think we should all have goals. We should all have things that we strive for. And I think resolutions you can feel bad about if you don't achieve. Goals are just something you want to do in general, and there's way less pressure on us. We're going to get to that. But first, thank you guys for watching and listening. 2026, we're here. We made it. We're sort of here. 2026 has been weird already. But we made it, and you're here with me, and I really, really, really appreciate it. This podcast is for like the hardcore people. Really, if you're listening to this, I super extra always appreciate you guys. So make sure you subscribe, you follow, you do whatever button it is you're watching, listening to us, so more people can discover the podcast and enjoy it too. And I think that's pretty cool. And don't forget, jeremyjshop.com. Get all your merch there. There's a new Let Me Tell You Why shirt that's like pretty sweet. The Egg Salad Soundo merch, got new ideas cooking for 2026. Check that out. Jan 12, you get 12% off everything on your order, JAN 12. And then jeremysub.com if you want to see all the written articles. I have something I think the next podcast will be about this. I have something very, very, very exciting happening in my Substack that it's going to be a lot of work for me, but I think will be very exciting for you. So stay tuned. A little nugget, a little tease just for you guys. And usually if you listen to this podcast, you know that there's news and you know that there's then what you missed. We're skipping all that because guess what? People haven't been working for 2 weeks. So the news is basically nada. There's no news to report on. I wasn't going to do just one story. I'll wait for a next one and kind of do a bigger roundup there. And what you guys may have missed, I don't know. Go check out everything. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat. Honestly, it's been a very long 2 weeks. I'm ready for like the world to get back. If you're watching this and listening to us, it's Wednesday. So we've been back for like 2 days, I guess, since then 3 days. It's been a while. It's been one of the more weirder Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah breaks than usual. It feels like we haven't worked. I've been working every day, but it felt like the world wasn't working for a very, very, very long time. But I haven't watched a lot of movies. We'll talk about that at the end. I'll keep that section of what I've been watching. Let's talk about that. But first, let's get to goals. Let's get to resolutions. So again, I said I don't believe in resolutions because I think resolutions, you put this pressure on of like January, new year, new me, and then you're setting yourself up for failure. And you'll see with a lot of the lists I'll talk about, it's things I'm already working on. It's things that I just want to achieve. It's things that I just want to put out into the universe rather than these like really life-defining hardcore things I'm going to change. And I think that's better than things that like setting yourself up for fail. If my resolution is work out every single day, you're not going to do that. And then you're going to feel and you're going to be unmotivated and discouraged and not want to do this. I don't believe it. Let's just take your list, what you want to have happen, some things easy, some things medium, some things big, put it out into the universe, hold yourself a little bit accountable, and then give yourself time. You have a whole year to try and achieve these things. So I think first it'll be fun to go back. There's probably a lot of similar things in 2025 goals as 2026 goals, unfortunately, because you don't hit everything. But let's take a look at 2025. Let's grade myself to see how well I did. So 2025 goals. Number 1, grow adjacent revenue sources so I'm less reliant on brands. That I basically did. I am really not any less reliant on brands as I am for my money. I'm still basic. It's like 95%. But I've been very happy with the small but measurable growth I've had in terms of merch sales, this podcast only loses money, but still I feel the audience growing and one day we'll get there. Substack has been really exciting. The growth on all the platforms, frankly, the platform no one to talk about. My growth on Facebook has actually given me the most amount of money than any platform, which is crazy and which I didn't exactly think was going to be the case. So slowly but surely getting there. So that's a good one. Double my podcast listeners. I don't exactly remember the podcast listeners from a year ago, and I don't exactly remember the podcast listenership is now, but I do not think I doubled. So that's on me to work on. And if you guys want to help, that would be awesome too. Share the podcast, tell people to listen to podcasts. Hit 100K on YouTube. That did not happen at all. I'm nowhere close to 100K on YouTube. But I'm at like 56, I think, 55. I don't remember. Slow but steady. I still haven't figured out YouTube. It's still very annoying. But we're getting there. Run the marathon. I did run the marathon. I did that shit. Fight less online. I think I've I'm gonna give myself yes. I think I fought a little less online. I'm still fighting with the dum-dums, but it's a little better than it was. More long form, different YouTube content. I've definitely done way more like long form YouTube content I have in years past. Has it been drastically different? We put the podcast up there the week. I put the what's your bagel order up. That's true. All right, so I can give myself a pass for that. Cook more dinners. No, I haven't cooked more dinners, but what I have gotten into is ordering in basically Factor for the week. I forget if we've talked about this. Factor's basically become my de facto dinner for the week. So I'll give myself an okay at that. Half pass. Host something for someone else. I don't think I did that. So no. Find my next film project. I did not do that. Fit into some shirts. I don't anymore. No, that didn't happen either. Go live more. I went live once or twice. It's also a goal for this year. We'll see. I'm working on something. I might have actually gone live by this point, but this podcast came out. We're trying to get something. Lower my cholesterol. I'm going to go get my blood work done in like a week, and I will see then. Take more film photos. So you take more film photos? I definitely took more photos, which I'm proud of. So I don't know if it's film or not, but I'll give myself a half pass. So that try to be nice about America's fuck around, find out phase next 4 years. No, I'm even more angry about it than I was because honestly, things are even worse than we thought it was going to be. So fuck that shit. Deleting dating apps absolutely didn't work. I did not delete dating apps. I was basically right. I deleted them and I was basically right on them again. If anything, they are like heated and fired up and working harder than they ever have. So I failed at that one. So I was not keeping track of what I passed and didn't pass, but I'm just going to say I did okay. And I think that's the point. It's the point of goals in universe. It's just like things you want to sort of work on, put them out there, but like don't stress if you didn't do them, you know? But let's take a look at the goals that I have for myself in 2026. Okay, goals and manifestations is what I called it. If you saw this, I posted this on Instagram if you saw this, but I'll kind of dig deeper into all of them in case you just saw me list them out. So, direct to shorts. I definitely want to do that. We have something cooking. Jamie, who was on a podcast when we talked about Sandwich Line, we have a project. I don't know if it's cooking. The ingredients are laid out on the table. We have not started cooking yet, but at least we're there. And this one I would direct. So stay tuned. Find my next film to produce. We talked about this in my 2025 goals. Not yet, but I'm certainly looking. I would like to see, so there's like out of the 4 projects that I put money into, I've not made any money back yet. So I would love to make some money back so I can then reinvest that into the next project. But films just take a lot of time to get money back. So we'll see. Really cool ideas for Substack. This is what I was teasing earlier. Yes. This list isn't things that I started January 1st, 2026. These are things that I've been working on that I know I just want to continue in 2026, which is why no resolution, just goals. Yeah, stay tuned. Something very, very cool. Learn Japanese. Okay, yeah. So I went to Japan in like 2 weeks. And in my 4 or 5 previous trips, I forget now, I know no Japanese. I don't. And honestly, it's because I get there and you don't need to know. I mean, sure, obviously to like converse with someone, you need to know Japanese. But to travel and get around and eat and explore, you really don't need to know anything. But I would like to understand some Japanese and get a little bit better at it. So I downloaded like 1,000 apps and doing Duolingo. I've been watching a million YouTube videos. I'm trying to learn how to write. It honestly like hurts my brain so much. You have no idea. And everybody tells you like a different way to learn a language, especially like one of the most complex languages in the world. So I don't know. I'm trying though to learn Japanese, I guess qualify what learn means, but I'm definitely already know a lot more words than I ever have. So I'll take that as a good start. Run the marathon again. Yes, I think we talked about this in my marathon episode. I do want to run the marathon again because I wasn't happy with my time. And I am mentally 100% running it again. We'll see when it gets time to actually sign up what my thoughts are. But at this moment of time, I want to run it again one more time, prove I can do it. Lose 10 pounds, essentially on a list all the time. We'll see. We'll see. Also, I'm back in the gym trying to build muscle. And sometimes when you're trying to build muscle and lose fat, it's very, very difficult. So lose 10 pounds is more like I could feel it on my body more than a scale sometimes when I lose 10 pounds. So I will know when we get there when I feel it necessarily. Make YouTube work. Yeah. I went from, I want 100,000 followers last year to just, could YouTube work? Can YouTube work? Oh, speaking of YouTube, I forgot. This is on the new channel. Let me tell you why. Make sure you subscribe there to get all the podcast episodes and clips. Yeah, I just want to find something like the travel stuff on YouTube works. It's just like very hard for that to be consistent because of the time, effort, and money it takes to make travel content like that. So while it's great that travel content works, and I'm certainly doing a lot more travel this year, I got to find smaller videos that work that I could at least produce more of than once every other month or once a month. Grow the podcast. That's on you guys. I mean, it's on me, obviously, but it's on you guys. I need your help. Help me grow the podcast. Find what's next for me in politics. Yeah, I would like to kind of see, I have a couple of meetings set up already, just kind of see like what shape this takes as we head into the midterms, what shape this takes as we head into 2028's election, seeing where I fit in terms of like how valuable and useful I can be. We'll kind of see what happens. Get to Mexico City, Philly, Toronto, and Scandinavia. Yeah, I would love to do all three of those. Dining on Mexico City. Mexico City is probably number one. Philly, I want to try and knock out really quickly when I get back from Asia. Toronto, I really want to get back to. And Scandinavia, I've never been to. So those would all be really, really great. Get a cat. So my entire life, I've been a dog person. I've never hated cats. I've always said, like, I respect cats. I've never been a cat person. But I don't know. The more I think about it, the problem is I know I can't get a dog. With the way that I travel and the way that I'm out all day and my lifestyle, it's very difficult for me to get a dog. A cat does seem to be much easier. So I started thinking about it. And then I wrote in here like a big orange one, like Garfield. And I have friends that have these big orange cats with these big, white, fluffy paws. And these cats are big and fat and fluffy. And I'm like, I can kind of see having a cat. My problem that I have is, one, I still travel a lot. So it's still like, I still have to worry about that. Just cats are easier to deal with when you're traveling. But also, like, I feel like is my apartment okay to have a cat in? Will a cat being in my apartment destroy everything in my apartment? I'm worried about that because there is a lot of shit in here. Two, like, do I want to be like a cat apartment? I feel like you walk into an apartment, especially like a smaller one bedroom, and you know it's a cat apartment. And that makes me nervous. So when I get back from Asia, I'm going to think about this more. What if I was just holding up this big, fat, fluffy, orange cat? Ooh. Host something. This was on the list last year. If you guys know anyone or anyone's watching, listening, and knows they want to host for something, I will do it all. I would love to be on camera for you. And yes, I was going to say I will take a low rate. Not totally true. But I'm willing to make it work, always. Watch more movies. I do want to watch more movies. We'll talk about that in a minute or so. In terms of movies that I watched over the holiday break, because I watched a ton of them. But yeah, I want to watch more movies. Fight fascism. I mean, we should all have that on our list of 2026. If you don't, get fucked. And share more with you guys. I do think like overall, I think the podcast is a great way to share everything with you guys, but so few of you watch and listen to podcasts compared to like who watch the videos on TikTok and Instagram. And I do always think it's like, okay, like I really want to make a concerted effort in a way that like shares with you guys, but still fun videos and still allows you to connect to not only me, but my content more and more and more. And I think that just creates a deeper connection between us. And at the end of the day, like I'm creating content for you. Yeah, I say I'm creating content for myself, and I love creating content. And whether it's 2 people watching my videos or 200,000 people watching my videos, I still get joy out of it. But at the end of the day, I'm creating it for you guys. And I think a deeper connection with you guys would be really, really wonderful. And that's my goals and manifestations and things I'm putting out into the universe of 2026. But now let's get into what I've been into. And I watched a ton of movies over the holiday break. One I went to the theater for. The rest were just DVDs that I bought that I was trying to get through. Mostly, I think they're all Criterion Collection DVDs. I'll kind of quickly speed run through here. I saw Rental Family because I'm like getting prepared to go to Japan. Let me watch this Brendan Fraser film. It's about how he becomes like a person who could rent in Japan. It's very, very sweet. It's just like a nice film. He's a really wonderful actor. It's a really beautiful film. It's shot beautifully, feels beautifully. If you just want like a nice film, go see Rental Family. And then I had 3 Kurosawa movies that I had on DVD that I've had yet to watch. High and Low, which is this like half, it's a police procedural sort of ransom thing. It takes place in like the early 60s in Japan. I don't want, I don't want these things to turn into like summaries of the movies. I will say this: it is one of the best films I've ever seen, and because I buy all the DVDs because I like all the extras and commentary and want to learn everything. One of the most insane things was there's this like pivotal train scene where they're like dropping off money for ransom for the child that was kidnapped, and they shot. It's all real. It's all on this moving train, and the only way to get the shot was one, Kurosawa rolls with 9 cameras, which is insane. Like traditionally movies are just shot with one camera and then you go from scene to scene to scene to scene. But he does in general like shooting with multiple cameras, which I thought was really cool. But 9 cameras is really crazy. And he did it because they only had one chance at this take, basically, because the amount of money it cost to do it. And not only that was, so there, for the shot, it's just the train's approaching this bridge and the money's supposed to go out the window right as they approach the bridge. And there was this building right in front of the bridge, someone's house. And Kurosawa was like, that man's roof ruins the shot. Now, nowadays, they would probably do digital stuff. They wouldn't even attempt any of this. But instead, because he's Kurosawa and he's a lunatic, and he is like the most acclaimed Japanese director of all time, he basically took his producers, they went to this man's house and they said, hey, your roof is going to ruin our shot. Could we remove your roof for like a day or whatever? I mean, I'm sure they paid him. They didn't get into it. But the guy was like, okay. So they removed an entire roof, put a tarp over it, shot this one scene that they had one shot to give, 9 cameras rolling, and then they rebuilt the man's roof, which is absolutely crazy. And then I also watched Yojimbo and Sanjiri, which is the sequel to one another. It's 2 more Kurosawa films. Also just absolutely fantastic. I love doing deep dives into these films when I watch them and see like all three of these movies, just like how much of what he did now, 50, 60, 70 years ago is seen in movies to this day. Like how influential he was in terms of storytelling and the way he shot things and editing and everything and acting was all started by Kurosawa, which is really crazy. So all 3 highly recommend. What else did I watch? I watched this movie, Happiness. If I discuss what happens in this movie, there's a chance this podcast gets pulled from air. It is one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen. It's a very dark comedy. You have to really like dark comedy to find some of these things funny. It is a lot. Do I recommend it? I don't know. But if you're into that shit, go for it. I also watched Broadcast News from James L. Brooks. Just like a very, very, it was not the movie I thought it was going to be. It was sort of explaining to me, I guess it makes more sense knowing James L. Brooks and his projects, but it was sort of explaining to me, I thought it would be more of like a drama about a newsroom. It was more just like about a love triangle in a newsroom in the late 80s, but still like a very sweet movie I really liked. And we talked about this last time, actually. I rewatched, we talked about this. I rewatched the TMNT. I'd only watched one of them at that time. I rewatched the entire TMNT trilogy this time. So obviously like those classics. I think there's a movie I'm forgetting anyway, but that's okay. We did it. I watched a ton of movies, and each one of those movies I watched multiple times because I wanted to watch with the commentary on, except for Rental Family, obviously. So a lot of time watching movies. But you know what? A great way to start the end of 2025 and head into 2026. And whatever your goals, whatever your resolutions are, if you want to have resolutions, that's fine. Whatever you want to manifest in the world, I hope happens. And that's it for this podcast episode. That's it. We're done. So until next time, I will see you. Subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you guys need to do. I'll see ya.